Okay, so I'm going to make a video for Charlie's mom here on how to use the e-collar. Charlie's working level is a 7. He might actually be a 6. I'm going to bump him down to a 6 here. He was kind of tilting his head a little bit when we were using the stem. So when you're using the e-collar for recall, we're going to do Charlie, come, and hold down the red button until he's here, and then we let off the red button. Good boy, and then you get a reward. Yes, because you're a good boy, aren't you? Same thing with sit. We're going to use the red button. Think like you're pushing a doorbell, and he's going to sit because he's just a good boy. Come here, Charlie. Come here. Charlie, sit. Good boy, good boy. So that was, I probably held it down for 1 second, if even that. Good boy, Charlie, good boy. Now, when you use both buttons, is his corrective level. That's going to bump it up 10 levels, so it'll bump it up from a 6 to a 16. And when you're going to use that is when you've called him to come back to you, and if he does one of these numbers where he's going, okay, yeah, I kind of changed my mind, I'm going to go over here. As soon as he starts to turn to go the other direction, you hit both buttons and you repeat, Charlie, come. And you hold him down and then let off after you say, Charlie, come. And then you can go back to just pressing the red button. And so what that does is it corrects him for making the wrong decision, like his wandering off over here. He goes, oh, that kind of sucked. I don't think I want to do that anymore. And then you're still giving him the same input of, no, I said come. He knows that's what that means, so he knows to come back to you. So if you're going to start any kind of off-leash stuff, this is what's going to get you there. You can also use both buttons if you've put him in a stay and you've told him to lay down and stay, and he gets up and goes walking across the room. You can hit both buttons and tell him no, and then let off, and then re-give the command. Go back to where he was and go back to his stay. So the nick is for, I use it, now different trainers will use it differently. What I use it for is I use it as a reminder for something that I've already taught the dog, don't do that. So if I've told the dog, don't steal food off the counters, and we've gone through that a few times, and I turn it up high, and I've corrected him 3 or 4 times for getting stuff off the counters. A lot of times I'll keep the thing clipped onto my belt here, and if I see the dog go by and he's sniffing at the counters and I see him kind of thinking about it, I'll use the nick to remind him, oh, yeah, I get in trouble if I do that. I'm not supposed to do that. And when I use the nick, I'll turn it up high for that. So I'll watch and just, keep an eye on your dog. You can use that for digging. If the dog is outside digging and you've been correcting him, that's where we talked about turning it up higher. And you're correcting him for digging in the flower beds, and you see him over there and he's really just checking out the flower beds and he's, kind of really getting into it, you might turn it up a little bit and then hit that black button. And that black button is it's like a pinprick. It's like somebody poking you, just like that. And he's gonna go, oh yeah, I'm not supposed to be in the flower beds.
And reminder one more time, you don't have to say anything to him when you do the nick.
When you're correcting for that kind of stuff, don't say anything to him. So if you're correcting him, like you have problems with him digging in the flower beds, if you're gonna correct him for digging in the flower beds, you're gonna hold this down. I say 2 to 3 seconds, hold this down, and he's going to yelp. He's not going to like it, but it's going to teach him that digging in the flower beds is not worth it because, hey, I get in trouble. You're not going to associate that with you at all. You want him to associate, this thing bit me on my neck because I dug in the flowers. Now, if you start yelling and screaming, he's going to go, whoa, Mom yelled and screamed about something, and this thing bit me on the neck. So you don't want him to take it that way. You want him to completely 100% associate it with the activity that he's doing. Same thing with getting food off the counters. If he's getting food off the counters, we turn it up high, we hit the button, we hold it down for 2 to 3 seconds, and he associates it totally with, oh, I'm not stealing hamburger off the counter anymore. And that goes for your Easter decorations that he decided to shred for you. You do the same thing. You hold this down, don't say anything to him. He may come to you. Sometimes they will do that. When they get in trouble, they may come running over to you, and he may sit up against your legs like, whew, something bit me, I wasn't doing anything. He's going to try and play Mr. Innocent. I did nothing wrong. And I don't want you to, oh, it's okay, it's okay. You can reach down and pet him, kind of nonchalantly. Hey, Charlie, how's it going? Like you have no idea anything ever happened. So he associates 100% that activity that he was doing with the correction that he got. Does that make sense?
It does.
Do you have any more questions about the e-collar?
I don't think so.
Okay, so you're understanding about everything. I will go ahead and post this so that anybody else that's watching and wanting to know how to use an e-collar for training their dog can learn about e-collar training. If you guys have any questions, check us out at zendogtulsa.com or zendogokc.com. So everybody have a good day.